Hello and welcome back to When I Knew You. We will be continuing where we left off, which, if you recall, is after Callum and Marcus's little eclipse date, I guess you could say. I mean, you can't really call it anything more than a date, because despite the fact that they will not call it that outwardly yet, it was. Come on, guys. Come on. But prior to that, Callum seems to continue to wrestle with the whole notion of, developing a crush on his friend, and then how that might impact his relationship with his other friend who has a crush on the crushed friend. And admittedly, it's not a good situation, but it's not as if the guy that you're crushing on isn't crushing on you. So, is it really your fault? Come on. He's the one that's initiating a lot of stuff, not you. You're just going with the flow. Anyways, but before that, yeah, Callum woke up from his unfortunate encounter, I guess you could say, with Aster. And thankfully, Baxter was there, and good to know that Baxter is still a good guy, even in the beginning before he ever meets his, quote-unquote friend, his special friend. But yeah, Aster seems to be a very fishy person, and they keep telling him, hey, might want to stay away from him, might want to just watch what you're doing, and nope, Callum still is nah, I know what I'm doing, he. Callum. Anywho, so we're about to see the repercussions of Marcus and Callum's little date, for lack of better words. It's hard to breathe. It's as if my lungs are only capable of holding a small amount of air at the moment, so I suck it in short, shallow breaths. I look out the car window, and although the night is dark and gray, everything shines a little brighter. Looks a little more appealing. The corner store's neon sign, which usually looks dull and lifeless, now sparkles a pretty blue color. I imagine myself inside with him, buying a slushie, talking about everything and nothing at all. The part of me that knows that I shouldn't be thinking of such things scolds me harshly, but in truth, it's so quiet that I hardly acknowledge it. Right now, the only thing in my mind is one sing-songy, incredibly loud voice. And it's chanting the name of my old best friend driving the truck. Eventually, we pull up in front of my house, in painfully loud silence, neither of us daring to speak now. We sit like that for a minute or so. I don't know, I'm not keeping track of time. Time is the last thing on my mind. So... he speaks. It takes every muscle in my body to turn and face him, but my eyes seem to have a hard time focusing on his face, much less his eyes. My heart hammers at my chest, his hazy silhouette just inches away from me. So... we're here. Right. I know that this is where we're supposed to say goodbye, but... just a little longer. Just a bit more time with him. Cal? Yeah? Finally, I somehow get the strength to look him in the eye, and I immediately regret it. They gleam and glisten in the dim light from the houses around us, illuminating his face. He's gorgeous. And I hate that. His expression is dark, pensive, like he's thinking hard, yet his eyes don't leave my face. It's not the kind of look that feels like his mind is elsewhere, or that he's looking right through me. I know that kind of look all too well. No, whatever he's thinking about, it has to do with me. I start getting increasingly more nervous, the desire to hear his thoughts resurfacing stronger than ever. But then, his expression falls, sighing through his nose as he fakes a smile. Tell your dad that I said hi. Oh, Yeah, of course. You have a good night then, Cal. Yeah, you too, Marcus. I hop off of his truck, and after a small wave goodbye, he drives off into the night. I have a hard time sleeping. I usually drop like a rock when I'm tired, but no matter how long I keep my eyes closed, my thoughts run too wild to achieve sleep. I love him. The thought makes me bury my face deep into my pillow, as if applying enough pressure will make it untrue. It can't be. I mean, I understand why, of course, I do. Maybe I'm easy, but Marcus is hard not to like. I think of all the good points in an obnoxiously long list that I won't bother recounting or we'd be here all night. But now that the initial boom of the realization has subsided, the voice of reason grows louder and louder. Yeah, it's no good, is it? He's Karina's to take, right? Okay, so I'm not stupid. At this point in time, there is no dancing around it or passing it off as a joke. Or if it is a joke, it's long overplayed. Marcus, he feels something for me too, right? The unmistakable tension between us is definitely not platonic. No way. It'd be fine with anyone else, but with him, it's like we both don't know what to do. Why is it that he might like me? I couldn't even begin to comprehend. But if, for whatever reasons, he may have, he does like me. And if he asks me out, if he chooses me over her, would I still say no? And for once, the voice of reason, who's so quick to jump in and shut me down, doesn't have anything to say. What a blur. I don't remember falling asleep last night, but I'm sure that it was late enough to not get enough sleep. I'm sleepy and tired and honestly a little cranky. But to make matters worse, I'm also really nervous. My hands are shaky and my heart's beats per minute is all over the place. So yeah, awesome combo. Sleepy with anxiety. Typical Friday morning, I'd say. I don't think that I was this nervous even on my first day here. But then again, I wasn't like in love with my best friend at the time. It's gonna be hell talking to him. I don't think my heart could take it. Is it normal to want to avoid your crush at all costs? Actually, yeah, probably. I just hope God shows some mercy, sends Troy my way so that I can talk to him instead of, yo. Ah, yeah, I get it. This is punishment for being gay. Sorry, God. I turn to face the voice, his voice, Marcus, as he stands in front of me. He seems okay. Good for him. Hi. You look tired. Yeah, maybe. Didn't sleep well? Guess not. I see. Be careful not to fall asleep in class then. Don't want to wake you up from another one of those dreams. I offer a half-hearted chuckle, looking away in embarrassment. God, it's a lot harder to play along with these jokes now that I've properly realized my feelings. I'm pretty sure that I haven't even looked him in the eyes yet. I mean, how could I? After what happened last night, how could he be so okay about it? You alright? No. Yeah. You sure? I'm here if you need me. For some reason, he's really starting to piss me off. Marcus, it seems, is great at pretending that nothing ever happened. So, that's how it is, huh? Fine, I can play that game. I'm fine. Thanks for taking me out yesterday, Marcus. Shame that everyone else was busy. It would have been a way better if they had showed up. Yeah. True. I'll try to get us all together next time then. That's good. Maybe then it might actually be a memorable night. Right. Ugh, this didn't feel as good as I thought it would. Hey, about yesterday. Oh no. Listen, No, not now, no. I really have to shit right now. What? Yeah, sorry. I gotta, shit. Go to the bathroom. Now? At school? Yeah, can't hold it. I'm just gonna go then. I could go with you if you want. Nah, I'll just, you should head to class. I give him my most sincere smile, clutching my stomach with both arms. Thanks though, really, for everything. Let's hang out again soon, okay? Seems like that worked, because he smiles back at me in that special way of his and nods. Yeah, of course. See you in class then. Don't shit too loud. Thanks, Marcus. You're always such a gentleman. And with that, I back away and head towards the bathroom. You know what? Yeah, let's just pretend last night didn't happen. For now. The rest of the day passes on in a slow, uneventful haze. Marcus and I barely speak. Troy didn't show up today. I rarely talk to Karina. It's strange. For someone who's supposed to be in love with Marcus, they don't hang out much. Not to my knowledge, at least. I make my way over to the club room in slow, tired steps. The giddiness of love has subsided quite a bit, leaving me with a deflated, empty feeling of longing in its place. Why does he want to act like everything's normal? Does he regret doing that? I shake my head. Who cares? Right now, my feelings don't matter. Now is the time for work. With one last sigh, I push open the door to the club room, expecting the usual sight of boring activity. But instead, Hazel stands near the doorway, along with someone that I haven't seen in the club before. Ah, Callum, you're here, finally. You look tired. I am. But, I'm good. I look at the bunny next to her, who is desperately avoiding meeting my gaze. Oh, Callum, this is Adrian, our stand-in reporter, remember? Oh, yeah, of course. Adrian lifts up a hand at an attempt to wave, still not looking at me, but hey, at least he knows that I'm here. Hazel grabs both of Adrian's shoulders like a mother presenting her child to someone, even though she is a bit smaller than him. Adrian here has a problem with holding the camera still, so that's where you come in. Your first task, Callum. Isn't it exciting? Yeah. Well, just follow him around and take pictures of whatever he needs. Have fun, you two. I need those pictures by the end of the day. With one quick shove, Hazel pushes us both out the door and closes up behind us. She can be kind of scary sometimes. I turn to face Adrian, who's glaring daggers at the door in annoyance. Hey? Hey. Damn, he's an extra quiet kid. That means I'll have to be the extroverted one. He does a little come on motion with his hand and turns to walk down the hall, not waiting to see if I follow. I do though, and we make our way out in silence. Despite feeling awkward walking around with a total stranger, it's also a little peaceful. None of us try to strike up conversation, and that seems to suit us both just fine. We're in the football field now, the sun a little unforgiving for the middle of fall. Cheerleaders and football players are doing drills on the field, and my mind goes to Marcus. And then Karina. Oh, so this is where they meet. A slow but sharp pang of jealousy stings in my chest, and I can't seem to gulp it down. Ugh, who knows if they hang out after every practice, go out to eat, watch a movie. Does he give her a ride home like he does with me? He must. Why wouldn't he? Callum? Huh? My attention snaps to Adrian, who seems to have been frantically trying to get my attention for a while. Oh, sorry. He gives me a perplexed look, but just nods and points to what I was staring at. Can you take a picture of them? One of the girls and one of the boys? Yeah, on it. I do as I'm told, trying my best to get the newspaper-worthy photos that would make Peter Parker proud. After I think I got some decent shots, I head over to the side of the building where Adrian now stands in order to get some shade, and show him the pictures. He carefully observes them, and after a minute, he gives me an approving nod. Looks good. Thank you. Probably not as good as that Lawrence guy. Well, he's had a lot of practice. That's true. We watched the crowd of students practice their respective sports, activities in silence for a bit, my eyes trying to, unsuccessfully, find my wolf. So, you've been in the club for a while? Oh, yeah, 3 years. Why'd you decide to join? I mean, you don't strike me as the interviewer type. He looks at me and after a beat, cracks a shy smile. Yeah, I'm not. I like to write though. Ah, well that makes sense then. Hey Callum? Yeah? I heard about your investigation. Huh? David Ramirez? Oh. He shifts his weight on one foot, then the other, his hands deep in his pockets as he goes on. I just want to say... You should stop looking into it. What? He avoids looking at me entirely, but there is a fiercely determined look on his face as he keeps talking. It's just, Hazel, she didn't finish the case, right? Yeah. She said that she hit a dead end. He nods. That's only half of the truth, though. Truth is, she realized that getting involved in the case was going to put her right at the front door of some really dangerous people. She wanted to continue, but Lawrence talked her out of it. Unlike Hazel, he knows when to call it quits. Usually. But in the end, Hazel listened to him, and she never gives up on a case. That should tell you how bad these people are. I'm speechless for a bit, processing what I'm hearing from him in my sleep-deprived brain, slowly. Dangerous? What do you mean by dangerous? Well, I'm not exactly sure. I wasn't working on the case. That was Hazel and Laurie. I just heard, bits and pieces here and there about Smoke and his gang. Who? Oh, you didn't know about them? No. Maybe I shouldn't have said anything. Well, now you have to tell me. Callum, I don't think that I should. You can't just leave me like this. If you're warning me about someone, shouldn't I know who they are? Fair point. Gotcha. Alright, I'll tell you what I know. Apparently the person David Ramirez was indebted to is Smoke, a drug dealer who sells his stuff right here in Pricefield. David didn't have the money to pay him though, so he would borrow money from his friends. So more or less Ronnie's story. We speculated that Smoke got fed up with David and did something to him. But looking at the evidence, who David was with the day that he disappeared and the scene in his house, it doesn't add up. That's Hazel's roadblock, the lack of evidence to properly form a conclusion. That's all I know. I swallow hard and stare at the field, focusing on nothing in particular as I cross my arms tightly. These stories never get any better, do they? And what do you think? Huh? What's your theory, Adrian? My guess is that David felt trapped in his debt, so instead of paying it off, he ran away. Yeah. I turn to him and he's looking right at me, not turning away when I meet his gaze. Is it true that you and him used to date? Word spreads fast in the newspaper club, huh? Well, that is our job. Good point. Yeah, he was my boyfriend. For about 3 years. Whoa. How was he like with you? I've never been asked that before. Well... He was very energetic. He wanted me to do everything that he did. Skateboarding, karate. He had a parkour phase that left me with a broken arm once. Yikes. Yeah, but he took care of me the whole month. Copied all the notes for me. He was sweet. The kind of boy that's really fun to be around, no matter what. I see. He must have been pretty different back then, huh? Wait, different? Is he not like that anymore? Not from what I've seen, no. The energetic part is still there, no doubt. He was everywhere, did everything at the same time, like he couldn't stand still for a moment. But he never struck me as a sweet guy. The guys in the football team never had anything good to say about him, and he always seemed, weirdly aggressive for some reason. In all honesty, he kind of scares me. Like I don't know what he's capable of. My heart sinks a little, my refusing to look up from the ground. God. I mean, I knew he changed. I knew even before I heard about the shit that he got himself into, but... to this extent? To be not my David? I slowly shake my head, closing my eyes. He really did become someone that I can't recognize. My fears became true. Why didn't Hazel tell me any of this? Why would she ask me about it and then offer her help if she wasn't going to tell me anything important concerning him? Well... Hazel can get her curiosity get the better of her. I'm sure that she wanted to hear your side, considering you knew him. But she probably didn't want you getting too involved, so she must have left some stuff out. So she pulled a Marcus on me. How kind of her. Are you going to try and find him? Yeah. Figured as much. Well, if you want someone's help, you can count on me. I look at him, surprised, and he looks away, bashfully. I'm a reporter too, so obviously I want to help on this case. And besides, it'd be safer with 2 heads instead of 1. I look at him for a moment, his eyes looking at everything but my face. Then I give him a grateful smile. Thanks, Adrian. I'm glad that we became friends so quickly. Yeah, we did become friends. Seems like Dad is not the most strict when it comes to enforcing his punishments. Another phone call from the person that I'm hanging out with, and I'm out of the house for the afternoon. The diner is as empty as ever, with only the usual old guy sipping coffee at the booth. Oi! Oh, and Troy, of course. I make my way over to the booth that he's at, and I'm about to sit opposite of him when he scoots over and pats the seat next to him. Really? What? This is a date. Come over here already. I roll my eyes, smiling at him and take my seat next to him as he wraps an arm around my shoulder. He was always kind of like this, all touchy with me, mainly to get a reaction out of David, which it usually did, but now that he isn't here, he still does it for some reason. Old habits die hard, I guess. So, how's my favorite twink? I think I should be asking you that, twunk. Where were you today? Home? Why? I was sleepy? Dude. Well, I'm here now, aren't I? That's not the issue, Troy. You can't just skip school for no reason. Yeah. Sorry, mother. A waitress I don't recognize comes and places 2 burgers and 2 milkshakes in front of us, and without much acknowledgement goes back to the kitchen. You ordered for me? I know what you like, babe. Babe. Nah, not the same. If that were true, you would have gotten me vanilla instead of chocolate. What? You always ordered chocolate. Because I had to share with David all the time. Oh. That actually makes sense. We will take a moment to take a bite of our food before we speak again. So, how was it? How was what? Your date with Mr. Double D's. Mr. Who? He makes a big boobs gesture with his hands, grinning. Tss, they're not that big. Aren't they? Well... Anyway, it wasn't a date. We just hung out. Right. I chew in silence, feeling his eyes drill into my skull. Did you guys make out? Troy! Jesus, no. We didn't. Maybe not, but it's weird how flustered you're getting about this. I'm not even flustered. You're just asking weird questions. You wouldn't have this reaction if someone asked you if you and I had kissed. Now, would you? Maybe I would. What do you know? You. I know you. I blink at him, and he crosses his arms and stares at me. So, spill. Spill what? You like him, don't you? My heart skips a beat, a feeling of familiar fear creeping in the back of my neck. He eyes me for a full minute as I take a small idle sip of my shake, and when I do speak, it's barely over a whisper. No. Bullshit. I turn to him angrily. Just what makes you think that I like him? Well, there's the ogling, you two constantly being alone, your reaction to my teasing yesterday. Anyone would have reacted that way. No, a normal person who doesn't have a crush on their friend would just say something like, yeah, right, shut up, dude. They would not get blushy and nervous. He gives me a quick once-over. Like how you are right now. We have a bit of a stare down, his shoulders staying tense and rigid. And with a sigh, I deflate and pick up my fries, turning away from him. Maybe you should join the newspaper club, Sherlock. I hate to break it to you, Cal, but you're not even subtle with it. Anyone would have caught on already. I glare at him. Asshole. So it's true then. You into him? I guess. He sighs and leans back on the booth, looking at the ceiling. Fuck. That bad, huh? Well, I wouldn't say it's bad per se. It's just... shit. Now it's only a matter of time before you two start dating and we stop hanging out like this. I laugh at this, but he only gives me a bemused look. Oh, come on. You really think that we'd ever actually date? He's like way out of my league, dude. And besides, he probably doesn't even see me that way. You're kidding, right? No. Dude. What? Either you're joking, You're actually stupid. What? Hey, I'm not... You do realize that he likes you too, right? I'm speechless, blinking at him as I feel my cheeks slowly start to burn up. What? Oh, I am not elaborating, but I am just gonna tell you this. He definitely likes you. What? But how do you... Not elaborating. Just find out for yourself. You're heartless. I know. I start eating my food again, prompting him to do the same. What the hell? I mean, I had my suspicions too, but to say it with such conviction? How could he be so sure? I rub my eyes, feeling feverish. Ugh, no one told me that having this big of a crush on someone would seriously take a toll on you. Anyway, enough about me. How'd it go with Sophia yesterday, Sophie. And what about her? Well, weren't you gonna... I scooch closer to him, eyeing him flirtatiously. You know, make your move. Ugh, no, shut up. He puts his whole hand on my face and pushes me away from him. Oh, come on, she clearly likes you. See, this is how I know you're full of shit. You don't even know her. I've seen her though, and the newspaper club loves the gossip. I tap my nose and wink at him. Besides, I got a sixth sense for this kind of thing. Not when it comes to you, apparently. But I digress. Sophie doesn't like me. She's just, nice. She's nice to everyone. And you do like that about her, don't you? Yeah, I mean, no, it's... Whatever, I don't care. Uh-huh. Ugh, okay, I get it. I'm sorry for teasing you about Marcus. This is so embarrassing. Apology not accepted. Ugh, alright, let's make a deal. I don't bug you about Marcus, you don't bug me about Sophie. Fine, deal. Truce then. So when can I meet her? Callum. Ah, the comfort of my own room, where I can slowly lose my mind and spend my midnights fantasizing in peace. My soft and familiar bed and the smell of my shampoo, nothing beats this. My own little... Marcus? Is it Marcus? I grab my phone, slowly putting it to my face. Marcus, Marcus, Marcus. Unknown number. Huh. I open the text expecting some spam message, but instead it's a text from Adrian. Hey Callum, it's Adrian. Thanks for helping me with the pictures today. They came out great. Whoa, is this really Adrian? He's totally different in text. Hi Adrian, of course. Glad that I could help. Also on Monday, Hazel says that she wants us to talk to the football and cheerleading team for the news. Do you think that you could go with me? I don't think that I could talk to them. Yeah, of course. I know some of the guys there. Shouldn't be a problem. Great, now I'm using the emoticons. It'd feel rude if I didn't, though. Awesome, thank you. Interviewing the football team and the cheerleading squad. This could definitely help me get more info on the case. And an excuse to see Marcus. Seems I'm full on ulterior motives these days. The weekend passes me by much like most days have, painfully slow and uneventful. Marcus texts me from time to time, exchanging small pleasantries and sending me whatever pictures that he could find funny, but we just can't seem to get a good conversation going. I think that we're both just too self-aware of everything. I spend most of my time keeping myself busy, playing video games and listening to true crime podcasts. Well, not really podcasts, more like some girl doing her makeup as she talks about some dude killing a bunch of people. But as the days go by, I'm starting to get increasingly more frustrated with how little I'm progressing in David's case. Granted, it's pretty much just me and whatever information I have available to me, which honestly isn't a whole lot. Seems like no one ever wants to just say what really happened. To protect me. My ass. But with any luck, things might just go a bit differently today. Sitting nervously on the bleachers is Adrian, a scowl on his face despite being in the shade. These days have been so sunny. Hopefully the autumn chill will make its way here soon. He sees me walking over to him and he lights up, sitting straight. I expect his ears to spring up as well, but they stay floppy on the sides of his head. Callum, hey. Hey, Adrian. All set? You ready? Yeah. Just, waiting for you. He stands up and nervously hands me a piece of paper, and I look at it curiously. What's this? That's the list of questions Hazel wants us to ask. Oh, okay. I open up the paper and it seems like normal questions to ask people of these sports teams about the football season and cheer practices. Why are you giving this to me? I thought that I was gonna record. No. Hazel said that we just need audio to be able to type it down, so no camera work. So I was thinking, or rather hoping, that you could ask and I could record the audio? What? It's just... Callum, I'm seriously not good with people. Laurie was supposed to do this, but he's out on that stupid case with that stupid hyena. Hyena? Liam, from the basketball team. It doesn't matter. I was never supposed to do interviews. You look like you're good at talking to people. They're even your friends, right? Well, friends is a bit... Please. You're lucky you're so helpless. I really am. Thank you. Well, let's get this over with. Righto, Diaz. He's surprisingly cute when he gets this way. We nervously make our way through the long field, where only the cheerleaders can be seen practicing at the other end of it. Hey, where are the boys? I heard that they're in the indoor court that we use for PE. I think that they're just working out today and not doing drills. We still gotta talk to them, though. Well, at least there's AC inside. We finally get close enough to the cheerleaders that they see us, and some start murmuring to each other. But just as I'm about to get nervous, Karina and I spot each other, and she smiles as she rushes towards me. She's a bit sweaty, and looking a little tired too, but other than that, she looks as flawless as ever. Hi, hon. Not gonna hug you because I'm gross right now. No worries. How are you? It's been a while. Yeah. You know how busy I am these days. But I'm good. Darcy's big party coming up, so I'll definitely see you then. Sounds good. So what you doing here? Right. I fumble around for the paper with the questions that I must have folded 100 times and put in my back pocket. So, I joined the newspaper club. Oh, cool. Yeah, so, I hold up the paper and wave it around. You've been selected as our very first interviewee. Congrats, Kay. What an honor. Oh, is this a friend from club? She glances over my shoulder where Adrian stands timidly behind me. Oh, yeah. Karina, this is Adrian. Adrian, Karina. She smiles sweetly at him, and he nervously nods at her, almost bowing. I can't really imagine Adrian would have been able to do this. I guess it's a good thing that I'm here. Okay then, first question. The interview goes pretty smoothly, with Karina answering everything in a peppy, predictable way. Some of the other girls and a couple of the guys from the squad huddle around to listen in on us. Pretty soon they stop practicing altogether. A couple of the girls start messing with Adrian, asking a lot of questions that he gives one or two word answers to. All in all, it was pretty funny. Alright, last question. Does practicing your routines so close to the boys on the team affect the guys in any way? It does for Karina. What? True. She's always looking over at O'Brien. We have to wipe the floor with a mop. The three girls laughed their asses off, tumbling around and holding onto each other in that way girls do when they find something hilarious. You guys are so full of shit. She whips around and playfully smacks those girls as they squeal and run away from her. This is going to the school news, you know. About time he finds out then. Ugh. Sorry, they're, so stupid. No worries. Karina's blushing and chuckling, clearly embarrassed by all of this, as a stronger pang of jealousy stabs me. So, is there a real answer, or...? Oh, right, sorry. She gives me another painfully predictable answer, talking like she's reading off a script. No, not at all. They're always very nice to us and make sure not to get in our way, blah 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 blah. Ugh, so fake. She finishes and I just nod at her, smiling politely. Alright, well, that's all the questions we have. Thanks for your time, Kay. Aw, you leaving? Yep, more interviews elsewhere. Never a dull moment. Right, you must be busy. I'll leave you to it then. We wave goodbye to each other, and I grab Adrian's arm, walking out of there as fast as I can without it seeming like I'm running. The girls from the squad yell their goodbyes, and Adrian tries to keep up with me as he waves back at them. Once we're well out of the earshot, I slow down as Adrian speaks up. Hey, you okay? You seem a little agitated. Huh? Oh, no, I'm fine. I relax my face and smile at him, and he just nods. If you say so. That Karina girl was nice. She's your friend, right? Since first grade. Wow. He's quiet for a second, as if wondering whether or not he should say what he wants to say. But he's too easy to read. She's pretty, isn't she? He jumps, his face burning up quickly. Yeah, she is. The thought of Adrian having a crush on Karina is actually pretty cute. Too bad she's in love with your wolf. Speaking of which, she didn't say that she ever told anyone about it. Why does it seem like the whole cheer team knows? And why was she so nonchalant about it? They say heaven is here on earth. I just didn't think that it would be in my school's indoor gym. It's packed with probably every member of the football team doing a variety of workout exercises. Someone must have brought a speaker because a faint sound of rap music comes from somewhere in the gym. Masculine grunts, moans, and chatter and laughter echo throughout the large room, and to top it all off, the thick smell of musky sweat fills the air. So yeah, paradise. I glance over at Adrian, who's even redder than before, his eyes not sure where or on who to fall on. Gaydar went off. I figured as much. I know by panic when I see it. We stand there for God knows how long until a familiar snarky voice calls out to me. Yo, Callum! The cheetah walks up to me, wearing a tank top that doesn't do a very good of covering his chest and short shorts that leave little to the imagination. Needless to say, my eyes start to wander. Hey, Vax. Here to see the view? I can give you a private show if you want. I take negative 25 psychic damage from that quip. Tempting, but not today, Vax. We're here on business. Oh, we? Oh hey, you're the junior for the newspaper club, right? He addresses Adrian, who's so surprised that he can even speak. So he settles for nodding a little too enthusiastically. Cute. You two here to give me a show? Adrian makes a sound that reminds me of a creaky door, and I can feel him panic next to me. No need to be shy. We can have a 3. If you're not actually gonna keep your promises, stop teasing them, Bax. Ronnie, wearing a similar, albeit more modest outfit to Baxter, steps in from behind him, nudging him with his elbow. Hey, I was just having fun. You're gonna make them pass out. Why, thank you. That wasn't... Never mind. He nods at me and I give him a little wave. Twink. Bully. Heard you joined the news. Yep, I'm here for interviews actually. Oh, this will be on the school news? Well, it'll be on the website. I will be your interviewee. You can go, Ronnie. Your presence is not needed here. My ass, why do you get to be the interviewed? Because I have the charm. You're not even the captain. Neither are you. At least I'm not annoying, though. Says the most boring asshole I've ever met. Oh, you wanna go? Yeah, square up then, pussy. They both start getting in a fighting stance, fists up and all, when someone grabs them by the shoulders and firmly pulls them away from each other. Knock it off. Oh great, here comes president of the frat house. Don't you have shirts to sign, Starboy? Don't your moms already have signed shirts from me? Ha, motherfucker. Oh, Callum, what are you doing here? God, is this real? Was there a debt that you owed me in the past lifetime that you have gracefully decided to repay me with this man? What act of saving grace was so grand that you rewarded me with this view of pure gold? I hang onto the sight like the gardens of Babylon, beautiful and tragic. Callum? I snap back to the world, looking him in the eyes. I nonchalantly wet my mouth, afraid that I drooled a bit, and casually smiled at him. Marcus? Hi? Hello, I am here on business. You keep saying that. Because I am. What kind of business? Interviews, apparently. Oh, hi, Adrian. Ah, right. Adrian is still here. He's so quiet that I forgot that he's right behind me. If I was scared of being obvious, Adrian crushes that fear, fiercely avoiding Marcus's eyes and waving, his face beet red. So, interview? Yes, correct. Yes, interview. I clear my throat and address Baxter, who looks like he's enjoying all this a little too much. Baxter, would you like to be interviewed? Would I? Hey, what gives? Choosing him over me. Thought that we were friends. Or homework buddies, at least. What can I say? No one can resist me. Ronnie smacks Marcus on the peck and points at me. How about you, huh? He chose this clown over you, his best friend. Got nothing to say? Marcus gives me a look that I have trouble reading, but he just shrugs apathetically. Well, Bax is more talkative. Ugh, too much, I'd say. I'm right here. Looks like you're writing a 10-page essay tonight, twink. That's just how the industry is, I suppose. Twink? Ah, Adrian, why don't you interview these guys then? He gives me a wide-eyed look and gives a small, quick shake of his head, as if saying, please don't make me do this. Don't worry, they won't bug you like Baxter does. I'm still here, by the way. Just give me a sec with him, alright? You know, ask the questions. I'll be back before you know it. I give him a look and his face lights up with understanding. Then after a moment, he nods, handing me the cell phone that we've been using to record audio. Good. Come on, Bax. Let's go in the hall. Private session? Lucky me. Lead the way, baby. Without looking back, I walk out of the gym with Baxter and into the quiet hallway. I lean on the heavy gym doors and he does the same, smirking at me in the way that he always does. He's honestly really sexy. He's not Marcus, but he definitely has my heart skipping. So, ask away. Ah, right. So... I begin asking the questions and he answers me in a much more interesting manner than Karina. He's surprisingly charismatic, talking about the other members in a funny and personal light. He seems to know a lot about them, which is perfect for me. Eventually, I run out of questions to ask, and he chuckles when I tell him that we're done. What? It's funny how serious you're talking about this, like you're interviewing people. I... well, I guess I like having answers to things. You make a good real news reporter. Well, maybe. I think I'm more of a detective. Detective? You're investigating something? Yes, actually. And I could use your help. Oh? Hmm. So that being said... I turn off my phone that I've been using to record and stuff it back in my pocket. I'd like to ask you some more questions. Off the book this time. This sounds serious. What are you investigating? Oh. It's about him, isn't it? Yeah. He sighs, a reluctance on his face similar to what I've seen on my other football friends. All right, Cal, go ahead. I nod gratefully and begin asking the questions. David, what was he like, here in the team? Oh, that's complicated. David was a good captain at first. That energy he always had, he made good use of it, tried motivating us whenever he could. He was helpful and a good leader, but there was always something about him that bothered the fuck out of me. Ah, what's that? Well, he always motivated us in a way that, made it feel like he wanted us to be more like him. He wanted us to match his energy, do the drills he did, fight the way that he did, push ourselves as hard as he did. It wasn't something super obvious, but it always bothered me when I did pick up on it. I see. Was David ever aggressive with you guys? Yeah, he was. Especially after he was on... I know. You do? Yeah, for a while now. Huh. Well, yeah. It was like all his toxic tendencies went up to 11 when he was high, then to another 10 when he was on withdrawal. Withdrawal? Yeah, whether it was because he didn't have any stashes left or he tried going clean for the 100th time. It was never good. I see. Do you think that his dealer had anything to do with his... disappearance? I'd rather not answer that. Oh. You should stay away from those people. Nothing good comes from messing with them. Whatever happened, whatever's going on, I think it's best to leave it how it is. You shouldn't put yourself in a bad situation for something that isn't your responsibility. That's the second time that someone has told me that. At this rate, I'm seriously gonna start to get scared. But I have to keep going. If I can't help Lupe, what kind of brother am I? If I don't at least try to find him, what kind of friend would that make me? Right. I guess you're right, yeah. I cross my arms and he fixes his eyes on mine, staring intently. Seriously, Callum, be careful. At the very least, don't bear this alone. Maybe you didn't have people that you could trust in Pennsylvania, but this isn't Philly. This is your home, isn't it? He sighs, offering me a smile. Listen, I know why you didn't call Marcus for this. He's... well, honestly, he's a bit like you. Huh? He's the type to carry the weight on his problems all on his own. Never asks for help, doesn't want people to worry. Idiot. Doesn't realize that he just pushes people away. But he cares about you a hell of a lot. Keep that in mind. If he won't lean on you, you should lean on him. If you both keep everything from each other, well... that wouldn't make for a very cute couple, now would it? Yeah... Wait, we're not... Please, Cal. Who do you think that you're talking to? I'm his closest friend on the team. He may not share everything, but he does share some things. Things like, say, I don't know, which brown-eyed raccoon he has a crush on. I give him an incredulous look as I blush furiously, making that stupid grin of his grow wider. You're always so full of shitbacks. Maybe. He steps closer to me and leans in close to my ear, making them instinctively twitch as he whispers into them, low and seductively. But this time, there's no bluff. But before I can offer my rebuttal, he pushes those heavy doors and walks back into the gym, leaving me a speechless, blushing mess out in the deserted hallway. After I've properly composed myself, I make my way inside the gym again, where I find the 3 men huddled over that poor, defenseless Adrian. And you can come with us, if you like. No, I don't. He notices me walking towards them and lights up, quickly dashing over to my side like a little kid being picked up from kindergarten. Bax, what have I said about picking on him? What? I was just asking if he wanted to tag along on our date. Our what? He leans over to me and wraps a large, slightly sweaty arm around my shoulder, pulling me to his chest. Should we invite Marcus too? Might be a little boring for him, if he's third-wheeled on us though. I look at Baxter in extreme confusion, but he just winks and squeezes me twice. I look over at Marcus, who looks less than pleased at our closeness. Oh, so we're doing that, huh? I guess it could be fun. I wrap my arm around Baxter's waist, his sticky, damp shirt making my sweater moist. Oh yeah, our date. Marcus, you wanna come with? No promises that we'll keep our hands off of each other. Ha. I think I'll pass. Fine. It'll just be you and me then, baby. All the better then. Alright, I'm no cuck. Cal, you know that you're my date to the party, right? Huh? Stealing him from me? He was mine to begin with. Oh? Well, let's let him choose then. Who's it gonna be, Cal? Me or him? Marcus looks at me, and for the first time since that night, he gives me a flirtatious glare. You'll choose me, won't you, babe? Babe. Where the sudden burst of confidence is coming from, only God knows. But I can't say that I don't like how aggressive he's being. Sorry, Baxter. I'm loyal to Marcus. I let him go, and with my heart racing a mile a minute, I walk over to Marcus and wrap my arms around him, burying my face in his bare chest. His bare chest. He hugs me back in that usual way that he does, with one arm around my waist and the other hand on my head. Who's the cuck now? I'm so heartbroken. Callum? I look over at Adrian, a nervous, blushing mess just like me, wringing his hands a bit. Report, Hazel, today, can't be late. Right. God, I almost forgot. With a heavy heart, I let go of Marcus's bare waist and go over to stand by Adrian. Hazel's gonna kill us if we don't get this interview done by today. So, I'll let you guys get back to training. Aw, leaving so soon. Tell Hazel that I said hi then. Will do. Thanks, Max. Sure thing, Cal. Bye, bully. See ya, Twink. Marcus. I give him a little nod. Cal. Bye. Bye. And with one last wave to all of them, Adrian and I make our way out of the gym, leaving heaven in our wake. Once in the halls and with enough distance from the gym, Adrian softly punches me in the arm with a frown on his face. What? What do you mean, what? You said that they weren't even your friends. What? They're not. Then why were you so buddy-buddy with them? I'm only actually friends with Marcus. Huh? He was the one that you were the most awkward with. Well, And here you were saying that you were so shy, too. And another thing, you left me alone with those two. The tall one was really staring at me. I was so nervous. Yeah, Ronnie tends to do that. Well, I hope that you got what you wanted from that cheetah. Not sure that I wanted to hear what he said, but maybe I needed to. And that's where I'm going to leave it for today. So, we learned some interesting information from Baxter. I kind of feel like one of my suspicions about David is kind of confirmed in a way that David was more so interested in you as in the person that he is currently either dating or the person that he is currently focusing or the group that he is currently focusing in relation to his team. Sort of meet his energy, sort of do what he wants. And it might be sort of part of whatever it is that's going on with David, where whatever was going on with him when he was a child, when he, I mean, it kind of looked like he had some like ADHD or something, keeping him or making him feel like he like constantly needs to be doing something, and he's like just going from one thing to another and things like that. It might not even be ADHD, it just might be something else. But it kind of seemed like as he got older, it kind of got a little worse. And it seems that, well, like, yeah, it got worse because, like Baxter was saying, like, oh, he wanted us to be like him. He wanted us to work as hard as him. He wanted us to be basically like him. He wanted them to match his energy, which it kind of seemed like is what he was expecting from Cal when they were little too. Like, you know, I'm gonna drag you along because I want you to go just as fast as me, and if I fall, then you're gonna fall with me, and if we climb up to the street, you're gonna climb up with me, and if I run away, you're gonna run away with me. So yeah, maybe some sort of, well, I don't want to keep guessing like what could possibly be going on with him, you know, psychologically, mentally, or whatever, but like there was something going on with him. And with the inclusion of the substances that he was taking, it probably did get worse. Well, I mean, Baxter did say that it did get worse, that he would be like 10 times worse, and then when he was coming off of them, he would be even more worse. So, yeah. This kind of feels like information that maybe his sister, Lupe, doesn't have, and that she only saw like the good part, like the part of David that was like caring for Lupe, the part that he was hiding from his little sister, or the part that she just never noticed. And this is one of the things that's catching Callum off guard. It's like, oh, I didn't realize that he was that type of person, or that he became that type of person, you know? Obviously, there's some weird tension going on with Marcus and Callum, because, I mean, we all know what's going on between them. Like, come on, we all know. Like, literally every single character in this story, with the exception of one other character, probably knows what's going on. That character being Karina. Karina. I don't know why I pronounce Spanish names, or why I'm pronouncing her name like in English. Like, instead of saying Karina, I'm saying Karina. But yeah. Like, if you haven't noticed that the big dumb jock likes the little twink, then that's more on you than it is on them when the inevitable happens. I mean, maybe she does notice, but she just doesn't want to believe it yet. Like no. If I keep at it, he'll eventually realize that I like him. Oh, poor Karina. What else? I mean, like, yeah, Troy is basically just sitting there looking at his watch going like, any day now. Come on. Any day now. Like, just hook up already. I mean, but he's also dreading it. Because like, if you have one of those friend groups where like, actually like even in Echo, when Leo and Chase like got together, like everyone was like, well, I mean, I guess we're not gonna be able to hang out with them anymore because they're just gonna be together, and then when we try to hang out with them, they're just gonna be in each other's faces. And that's kind of probably what he's dreading. But yeah, it is nice to see that Baxter is serving as a bigger role in the story. I thought that he was just going to be like some sort of, not a side character, but just Marcus's friend. And it's nice to see that he was a big part of the story. And I'm saying he was because the story takes place before the other one that I started reading first for the channel. And I wonder why the author decided to make Baxter the love interest for the other story. I mean, he was kind of showing a little bit of I mean, if the opportunity presents itself, I might take a bite. But yeah, anyways, so yeah, what are your thoughts so far on what's going on? Leave it down in the comments, and thank you all for watching / listening. If you would like to play When I Knew You, you can do so by going down into the link in the description, which should have a direct link for the itch.io page where you can download the game and play it yourself, or you can just go to itch.io.com and download it yourself right there and play it. And they do have a Patreon, and as I said before, this story is already done, but the other story, the other one that I was reading, which is What It Feels Like, hasn't been finished yet as of the time of recording this video. And when they eventually finish it, they will be putting it up on Patreon first, I'm assuming. And if you want to read it before everyone else, and because it is the last update for that visual novel, then go for it. Just don't spoil it for everyone else. But yeah, so I'm kind of hoping that they do make more stories, because I mean, like, even this one, which is their first visual novel, is very, very good. Like, it has a lot of things that are very interesting, a lot of the emotional stuff and stuff. It is a little less horny than the other one, which is good. A little less censoring that I have to do, thankfully. But yeah, I am enjoying it. I mean, because I'm still reading it. If I didn't enjoy it, I wouldn't be reading it. So yeah. Anywho, also all my links down in the description, as I have said before. Well, depending on when this releases, I was saving up, or am still saving up, for a standing desk, but like the leg parts of the desk, because I'm gonna stick it into the desk that I have right now, so that I can start recording standing up like a professional. And also because like my back, neck, my shoulders hurt. They've been hurting a lot lately. And that's, standing, and like when you're using the computer and stuff like that usually helps. But yeah. Anywho, so, coffee, throne, all that stuff down in the description. If you want to subscribe to the channel, then do so. If you like the video, give it a like, or whatever, all the typical YouTube words. But yeah, so I guess that's it for now, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.